My girlfriend told me I'm going to act single tonight so I can get free drinks. Don't be insecure. I said, that's actually genius. Then I texted my buddy behind the bar to put every one of her free drinks on her tab with a 50% service fee. Her face when the bouncer wouldn't let her leave? I will remember that till the day I die. Vanessa didn't have a drinking problem. She had a paying problem. Her personal philosophy was simple. Why would I spend $15 on a cocktail when random guys will happily buy it for me? On paper, that's just basic economics. In an actual relationship, it's a grenade with glitter on it. We'd been together 8 months. She was 26, worked in sales, pulled in about $62,000 a year. She wasn't broke. She liked nice things, fancy brunches, designer heels she could barely walk in. She could absolutely afford her own drinks. I'm 28, work in IT consulting, make around $78,000 a year. Also not broke. Between the two of us, the cost of a few cocktails should not have been a crisis. But Vanessa didn't hate alcohol. She hated being the one to swipe her card. When we went out, she had a system, a polished, repeatable little hustle she was unreasonably proud of. We'd walk into a bar together. She'd hang on my arm until we got past the door. Then she'd scan the room like a shark in lubricants. Babe, she'd say later, I saved us $40 tonight. You flirted with like 4 guys, I'd reply. Right in front of me. And I still went home with you. She'd say like that was supposed to be the mic drop. That's the part that matters. She thought it was cute. Efficient. Victimless. I thought it was humiliating. Her process was so consistent it might as well have been written out on a whiteboard. Step 1. Spot a man who looks like he has a job. Not the college kid nursing a single beer. Not the guy in ripped sneakers. She hunted for watches that looked expensive and shirts that had been ironed. Step 2. Lock eyes. Hold the gaze for 1 second too long. Smile. Tilt her head. Smile again. Step 3. Laugh at literally anything he says. Bad joke? Laugh. Boring anecdote? Throw her head back and touch her hair. He was the most interesting man she'd ever met for exactly 3 minutes. Step 4. Gentle touch. Light hand on his arm. Fingertips on his shoulder. Maybe a playful push if he said something wild. Just enough contact to flip the switch in his brain from, maybe I'll buy a drink, to, I'd be rude not to buy a drink. Step 5. Accept drink. No hesitation. No, oh, you don't have to. Just a bright, sure, that'd be great. Step 6. As soon as glass is in hand, conversation over. Let me go find my friend, she'd say. I'll be right back. Spoiler, she was never right back. She'd return to me, triumphant, with her treasure. So, I'd ask, you tell him you have a boyfriend? Why is that relevant? She'd say, sipping. He was just being nice. He thinks he has a chance with you, I'd reply. That's his problem, she'd shrug. Not mine. It was, according to her, just drinks. They're like $15 each, she'd say. It's nothing. But it wasn't nothing to me. It was the way guys looked at me when she left them mid-conversation and came over to kiss my cheek. It was the second-hand embarrassment of watching my girlfriend act like she was single while I sat at a bar table nursing a beer. I tried to explain how it felt. She'd shake her head. You're being insecure, she'd say. You should be flattered your girlfriend's hot enough to get free drinks. I'm not threatened by your looks, I'd say. I'm disgusted by your behavior. Then don't watch, she'd snap back. You're making it a big deal. This went on for months. Different bars. Same playbook. Same arguments. Every time I brought it up, I was jealous. I was controlling. I was making a scene. I started to feel less like a boyfriend and more like the guy who got to hold her purse between hunting trips. Everything changed one Friday, thanks to a text from my buddy Marcus. Marcus and I went to college together. He's one of those guys who can talk to anybody. After graduation, I went into IT. He ended up running the bar at an upscale lounge downtown called Vibe. He knew all about the Vanessa situation. I'd vented to him more than once over cheap beers and bad wings. That Friday afternoon, I got a text from him. Marcus, you and Vanessa hitting Vibe tonight? Me, thinking about it. Why? Marcus, haven't seen her do her free drinks tour in a while. Thought I'd get a front row seat. Me, oh, you'll get a show. I'm just not sure who the main character is anymore. By the time I got home, Vanessa was already halfway through her transformation. Full face of makeup, hair curled and pinned. A dress that looked like it came with its own security detail. Big plans? I asked, leaning against the doorway. She smoothed the fabric down over her hips, admiring herself in the mirror. I just want to look good, she said. For me. Then she caught my eye in the mirror and smirked. And for everyone else. On the drive to Vibe, she flipped the sun visor down and checked her lipstick every time we stopped at a red light. What's the game plan tonight? I asked casually. What do you mean? You're dressed like you're heading to the Grammys, not a bar. Just wondering what I'm supposed to be bracing for. She didn't even hesitate. I'm going to pretend I'm single tonight, she said. I get way more free drinks that way. Don't freak out. It's just easier. I actually almost missed a turn. You're going to act single, I repeated slowly, while I'm standing there? It's pretend, she said, rolling her eyes. God, don't be insecure. It's a strategy. I looked at her for a moment. This was one of those fork-in-the-road moments. Argue again, same fight, same accusations. Or let her walk straight into the consequences she'd been dodging. I nodded once. You know what? I said. You're right. It is a strategy. She glanced over, surprised. Really? Sure, I said. Work smarter, not harder, right? Why pay for something when someone else will? She grinned, satisfied. Exactly, she said. Knew you'd get there eventually. I smiled back. Oh, I thought? I get it now. Completely. We walked into Vibe around 10 p.m. Dim lights, expensive cocktails, people dressed like they'd been waiting all week for an excuse to wear that outfit. Marcus was behind the bar, towel over his shoulder, moving like he'd been born there. Yo, he called out when he saw us, giving me the handshake-hug combo. He glanced at Vanessa, gave a little whistle. You're gonna cause trouble tonight. She laughed, flipping her hair. Just here for a good time, Marcus. What can I start you with? He asked. Whiskey soda for me, I said. I'll pay cash. Vanessa slid her card across the bar with a well-practiced motion. I'll start a tab, she said. Can I get an Aperol Spritz? Marcus took her card. Ran it. Turned the little screen toward her. She signed without reading. Just muscle memory. He mixed her drink, poured mine, slid them across. As we walked away from the bar to claim a high top near the back, I pulled out my phone and texted him. Me, that her card on the tab? Marcus, yup. Why? Me, I'm going to run an experiment. Need your help. We took our seats. From our spot, we had a perfect view of the bar and half the room. Vanessa scanned the crowd like it was a buffet. See anyone you know? I asked. Just checking the vibe, she said. Sure you are. 20 minutes later, she drained her spritz and set the glass down with purpose. I'm getting another drink, she said. You good? I'm good, I replied. Go do your thing. She slipped through the crowd, every inch of her calibrated for attention. She ended up beside a guy in a tailored navy suit. Crisp white shirt, expensive-looking watch, hair that screamed, finance. The kind of guy whose LinkedIn photo probably involved a skyline. I watched her turn the smile on. He said something. She laughed. Hand on his arm. Tilted head. Leaned in. He gestured to Marcus, motioned toward her. Marcus glanced at me, then at Vanessa, then back at the register. He poured a gin and tonic, set it in front of her, then leaned in and asked a question. Vanessa nodded without even looking at him. I still locked on suit guy. Marcus rang something up. A second later, she floated back to our table, gin and tonic in hand. That guy was nice, she said. He works in something at a bank. Marcus say anything? I asked. She frowned, thinking. He asked if I wanted it on my tab, she said. I said sure. Why would you put it on your tab if he was buying you a drink? I asked. She shrugged. I wasn't really listening, she said. He waved his card at Marcus. It's fine. It's probably on his tab. Marcus just has to ask or whatever. Bar rules. Right, I said. My phone buzzed. Marcus, she said. Yeah, put it on my tab word for word. Me, perfect. Add a 50% service charge to each of her guy bought drinks. Label it whatever sounds official. Marcus, 50%. Dude. Me, call it premium comp coordination fee. She wants to game drink economics? Make her pay the handling fee. Marcus, this is evil. Me, it's capitalism. Completely above board. She has an open tab and she's authorizing the charges. Just follow policy. If she says no at any point, stop. Marcus, deal. Game on. I put my phone away. Vanessa scrolled her Instagram, no doubt planning her hot girl night out story. Over the next hour and a half, it was like watching a nature documentary narrated by someone who hates the main subject. Trip #2*. Same suit guy. He apparently wasn't discouraged by the first vanish. He flagged Marcus down and ordered her a martini. From my table, I saw Marcus lean over again, ask his quiet question. Vanessa gave him that same vague, distracted nod. Charge accepted. She came back swirling the martini glass like she was in a perfume commercial. He's in private equity, she announced. Told me all about his latest deal. I pretended to care. Did you tell him you're taken? I asked. Why would I? She said. He was having fun. I was having fun. It's harmless. Harmless. Right. Trip #3*. Tech bro hoodie. $1,000 sneakers. Talking with his hands. I could practically hear the word disruption over the music. He ordered her a Moscow Mule. Marcus made eye contact with me as he poured, then pointed at Vanessa with his chin. She did the little half wave, zero attention on anything but tech guy's monologue. Charge. Service fee. Next. She came back. He's launching an app, she said. What kind of app? I asked. I stopped listening after series of funding, she said. But he paid so. Efficient. Cold. Impressive if it wasn't my life. Trip #4*. CrossFit guy. You can always tell. Tank top in an upscale lounge, massive shoulders, and he managed to say WOD within 30 seconds. He got her another spritz. Marcus didn't even bother looking for clarification this time. He still asked the question because legally he had to. She waved her hand in that, yeah, whatever motion without breaking eye contact with muscles. Another drink. Another fee. She came back smelling like grapefruit and cologne. He invited me to try a class, she said. Did you say you'd bring your boyfriend? I asked. I said I'd think about it, she said. You're not going to think about it, I said. Obviously not, she replied. But he spent $16. The least I can do is act polite. Between each round, I updated Marcus. Me, drink number 4 down. Marcus, her tab is at $80 plus with fees. She has no idea. Me, keep it rolling. By the time guy #5 rolled up, a leather jacket, motorcycle vibes type who ordered her something with top-shelf tequila, she was loose, giggly, and convinced she was the main character in a rom-com. Every time same pattern. Guy orders. Marcus confirms. She authorizes without thinking. Tab grows. From our table, I could see the numbers adding up on the little screen every time Marcus glanced at it. Aperol spritz. Gin and tonic. Martini. Moscow Mule. Second spritz. Fancy tequila thing. Each one tagged with a 50% coordination fee that sounded just professional enough to survive scrutiny. By midnight, Vanessa leaned back in her chair, drink number 6 in hand. Having fun? She asked me. Honestly, I said. Watching you work the room is fascinating. You're being weird, she said. You're not mad, are you? Why would I be? I smiled. You're implementing a brilliant financial strategy. Exploiting market inefficiencies. I respect the hustle. She eyed me suspiciously. Seriously, I said. She relaxed, beaming. I knew you'd come around, she said. Oh, I thought I'm all the way around. Around 12:30, she drained the last of her drink and hopped off her stool. I'm tired, she said. Let's close out and go. Sure, I said. Let's do it. We walked back to the bar together. Marcus was at the other end, busy dealing with a group doing shots like it was spring break. Vanessa caught the eye of the younger bartender. Kid looked maybe 22, hair too perfect to be straight. Can I close my tab? She asked, leaning in. Last name's Chen. He tapped on the screen, then paused. His eyebrows went up a fraction. Then he glanced at her, then back at the numbers. That'll be $135, he said. Vanessa's smile froze. That's a wrong, she said. I only had one drink. Maybe two. He turned the screen a little so she could see the itemized list. Aperol Spritz, he read. Gin and tonic. Vodka martini. Moscow Mule. Aperol Spritz. Tequila cocktail. Plus service fees. She squinted at it, then jerked back like it had burned her. No, she said. Other people bought those. Those shouldn't be on my tab. You had an open tab, he said patiently. When someone ordered you a drink, we asked where to charge it. Each time you said your tab. So they're on your tab. Her voice jumped an octave. That's not how bars work, she snapped. He blinked, clearly resisting the urge to laugh. That is exactly how bars work, he said. We don't just give alcohol away for fun. Someone has to be charged. You authorized it to be you. A few people nearby started to pay attention. I could feel the eyes shifting toward us. The background music suddenly seemed too quiet. I want to talk to whoever's in charge, Vanessa said, arms crossing. That'd be me, came Marcus's voice. He slid down the bar toward us, wiping his hands. What's going on? He asked the younger guy. She says her tab is wrong, the kid said. Marcus pulled up her account, scrolling with his thumb. Aperol Spritz at 10:14, he read. Gin and tonic at 10:40. Martini at 11:05. Mule at 11:20. Another Spritz at 11:40. Tequila cocktail at 12:10. All billed to Chen Vanessa. All with the 50% comp coordination fee. Total before tax, $135. I didn't order those, Vanessa insisted, face going red. Other people ordered them for me. And then we asked you, each time, Marcus said calmly, if you wanted them on your tab. I did not authorize that, she shot back. Marcus didn't flinch. I personally asked you 6 times, he said. You nodded. You said, yeah, tab. You waved your hand at me. You were coherent, standing up, making eye contact. You accepted every drink. She looked around, like the crowd would jump in on her side. Phones were out now. People were pretending not to record. Badly. This is a scam, she said. You're scamming me. It's not a scam, Marcus said evenly. It's you having an open tab and using it. The guys who bought the drinks should pay. Her voice cracked. Not me. They never opened a tab, Marcus replied. They never gave us a card. You did. You're the only one we have billing authorization from. That's how tabs work. What about the fee? She snapped, stabbing a finger toward the line item. What is this premium comp coordination, __? That's an automatic service charge for managing complimentary orders through an open tab, Marcus said, not missing a beat. It's right there on the menu in the fine print. I didn't read that. That doesn't make it vanish, he said. I am not paying $135, she said. I'll pay for the first drink I ordered. That's it. That's not how it works, he said quietly. You open a tab. You owe the tab total. What if I promise to come back tomorrow and pay the rest? She tried. We don't do IOUs, he said. This isn't a library. People laughed. The sound hit her like a slap. She slammed her card on the bar. Fine, she said. Run it. Marcus picked up the card, slid it through the reader. Beep. Declined. He tried again. Declined. Your card's not going through, he said, voice still polite. That's impossible, she said. Run it again. He did. Declined. Insufficient funds, he said. A different kind of silence fell. Her bravado slipped. I have money, she said. I'm just waiting for a payment to clear. Do you have another card? He asked. No, she said. That's it. Debit? Cash? Venmo? He asked. I have a debit card, she said slowly, but my checking is low. How low? He asked. Her jaw clenched. Low, she said. What about your credit card? I asked. The other one. They're both maxed, okay? She snapped. Are you happy now? A murmur rippled through the onlookers. Marcus rubbed his forehead. Someone needs to pay this, he said. We served the drinks. We're not eating that cost. You can't keep me here, Vanessa hissed. I'll leave. You're free to leave once the tab is settled, Marcus said. Right now you have an unpaid balance. You walk out, that's theft of services. We've already notified security. She spun on her heel and stalked toward the exit. The bouncer stepped smoothly in front of the door. He was about 6 feet 4 inches, all shoulders and calm. She nearly plowed right into him. Ma'am, he said. You need to settle your tab before you go. Get out of my way, she snapped. I can't do that, he said. You can't physically restrain me, she said, voice edging toward hysterical. That's illegal. I'm not touching you, he said calmly. I'm standing here. You can walk out any time you want, as soon as your bill is paid. She pulled out her phone. I'm calling the police, she said. Please do, he replied. They'll explain theft of services better than I can. Her face went through 3 emotions in 3 seconds. Shock, then panic, then rage. She dialed someone else instead. Ashley, she said when the call connected. I'm at Vibe. I need you to bring your card. I'll pay you back. Please, it's an emergency. She paused, listening. It's $135, she said. Longer pause. I know it's a lot, she hissed. They're scamming me. Another pause. I'm being trapped here, she said, voice cracking. Please, Silence. Fine, she snapped. Forget it. She hung up and turned back to me, eyes wild. Will you please just pay this so I can leave? She demanded. I looked at her for a long moment. You want my help? I asked. Yes, she said. Obviously. What kind of question is that? I'll pay it, I said, on one condition. What? She asked. We're done, I said. I pay the tab, you walk out that door, and that's the last time we ever talk. She stared at me. You're breaking up with me over a bar tab, she said. I'm breaking up with you over 8 months of you disrespecting me and our relationship, I said. The bar tab is just the itemized receipt. You are unbelievable, she said. You humiliate me and then dump me? You humiliated yourself, I said quietly. You've been playing this game in front of me for almost a year. I just finally let the math catch up. Her eyes filled with tears, frustration, not sadness. Fine, she spat. Whatever. We're done. Just pay it. I pulled out my wallet and handed Marcus my card. Add my 2 drinks too, I said. And a standard tip on the total. He nodded, expression carefully neutral. He rang everything up. Vanessa's tab. My tab. Tax. A reasonable tip. I signed. Marcus turned to her. You're good to go, he said. Please don't come back. She grabbed her purse like it had personally offended her and stormed past the bouncer. Didn't look at me. Didn't say goodbye. Just left. I exhaled, turned back to Marcus. He slid a fresh beer across the bar. On the house, he said. For the show. The next morning, my phone looked like it was trying to escape the nightstand. 47 unread messages. Vanessa alone had sent over 20 text missiles. Some were pure profanity. Some were long paragraphs about how I'd financially abused her, how I'd plotted with a bartender to trap her. Her friends had joined in. 12 more messages from numbers I didn't recognize, each one some variation of "you're trash" and "real men don't do that." My own group chat with my guys was lit up too. Bro, what did you do? Marcus told us to ask you for your side. Legendary or psycho, not sure yet. I ignored Vanessa's texts and opened Instagram instead. Marcus had sent screenshots. Vanessa's story was a full-blown PR campaign. She'd posted a photo of the receipt, total circled in red. Caption: My own boyfriend conspired with the bartender to charge me for drinks other men bought me. This is financial abuse. This man is dangerous. Women, be careful who you trust. The comments were not what she'd expected. Some of her friends chimed in. I'm so sorry, babe, men are trash. Sue him. But then strangers started asking questions. Wait, so you were taking drinks from other guys? Did you open the tab yourself? That's how tabs work. Oh. You drink it, you pay it. And then Ashley, the friend she'd called from the bar, dropped a nuke. She called me at midnight begging me to pay her $135 tab. She's been doing this free drink thing for months while having a boyfriend. I'm tired of defending it. Silence under that comment. Then, oh, this left out some details. So you hustle men then call it abuse when the bill hits? I didn't reply. Didn't engage. Just muted her account and put my phone down. For the first time in months, I didn't feel crazy. Sunday afternoon, I got a call from an unknown number. Hello. I answered. Is this Nathan? A woman asked. Yes, I said. Who's this? This is Vanessa's mother, she said. I braced myself. Hi, I said carefully. I heard what happened Friday, she said. With the bar. Okay, I replied. I just wanted to say, thank you. I blinked. I'm sorry, I said. For what, exactly? For finally giving her a consequence, she said matter-of-factly. She has pulled this stunt with every boyfriend she's had since college. Different bars, same behavior. Her father and I have tried to talk to her about it. She calls us old-fashioned and storms off. I hadn't expected this. I didn't do it to teach her a lesson, I said. I did it because I was done being disrespected. Intent doesn't matter much, she said. She needed the lesson either way. She sighed. You seem like a decent young man, she added. I'm sorry she treated you the way she did. You didn't deserve that. Thank you, I said. I appreciate you saying that. Good luck, she said. And I hope the next woman you date knows how to pay for her own drink. Then she hung up. I sat there holding the phone, weirdly more shaken by her mom's apology than Vanessa's fury. Monday, Vanessa texted again. Can we talk? No. I'm sorry. For what? For what happened at the bar? Which part? The pretending to be single, the months of calling me insecure, or the screaming at staff when you got charged for what you drank? You're twisting it. I'm summarizing it. I shouldn't have taken it that far, okay? I get it now. We can fix this. No, we can't. Why not? Because for 8 months, every time I told you something hurt me, you treated me like I was the problem. Because you didn't apologize when I told you how humiliating it was. You only apologized when it hit your bank account. Because your mom had to call me to apologize for you. Pick any of those reasons. That's not fair. Neither was watching my girlfriend run a side hustle with random guys every weekend and then being told to stop being jealous. We're done. Please don't contact me again. This time she didn't reply. A few weeks later, Marcus texted me while I was gaming. Guess who tried to come back to vibe tonight? Hint. She left a memorable impression. Me no way. Marcus. She tried to walk in like nothing happened. She's on the ban list. The host stopped her. She demanded to talk to the manager. Me and? Marcus. I told her she's banned permanently for attempting to leave without paying her tab. Me. Did you tell her I paid it? Marcus. Yep. She said that means she paid, technically. I said, no, that means your ex covered for you. You still tried to walk. Policy is policy. Me, how'd she take that? Marcus, called you every name in the book on her way out. Very creative vocabulary. Me worth it. Marcus, 100%. 2 months later, I saw her in the wild. I was in line at a coffee shop on a Saturday, half awake. She walked in with a guy who looked like he thought cargo shorts and flip-flops were acceptable date attire. She saw me. Our eyes met for half a second. She immediately looked away, angled her body so she was half behind cargo shorts guy. I lifted my hand in a small wave. No response. It was like watching a ghost pretend it didn't recognize you. I started dating again. Eventually, I met Priya. Priya's an accountant. Makes about $71,000 a year. Tight with her spreadsheets. Drives a sensible car. Owns exactly 2 pairs of heels and actually can walk in them. On our first date, when the check came, she pulled out her card at the same time I did. Let's split it, she said. I can get this, I offered. I know you can, she said. I still want to pay for my half. On our third date, after I finally told her the Vanessa and the $135 tab story, she stared at me for a second, then burst out laughing. You're serious? She said. You actually had your bartender friend run all those drinks through her tab? I did, I said. With a 50% comp coordination fee? She asked. Also true, I said. That is the pettiest, most beautifully accountant-approved revenge I've ever heard, she said. Coming from you, I said, I'll take that as the highest compliment. You should, she replied. Recently, I took her to Vibe. Marcus was working. When I introduced them, he shook her hand and gave me a look that said, finally. So this is the upgrade, he said, grinning. First round's on the house. For both of you. Because you look like you actually respect each other. We do, Priya said. Also, I fully support what you did to his ex. Marcus said. Free drinks, girl. Yeah, she's not welcome here. Banned for life. Priya asked. Banned for life, he confirmed. Good, she said. We had a couple of drinks. We split the bill evenly. We tipped generously. No games. No pretending to be single. No running a side hustle on lonely dudes in suits. Just two grown adults treating each other, and everyone serving them like human beings. It felt shockingly rare. Last I heard, Vanessa had locked down her social media. Mutual friends say she still posts about toxic men and financial abuse on and off. She hasn't changed. But I did. I learned that if someone keeps telling you your feelings are the problem, it's usually because they don't want to look at their own behavior. I learned that it's just drinks is never just drinks when it comes wrapped in deception and disrespect. And I learned that if someone insists on playing games with you long enough, sometimes the cleanest way to end it is to hand them the bill.